This is lesson 1.9 for course 2. This is order of operations and the distributive property. So this is a big lesson. So we're going to take some important notes today. So first, we have the order of operations. So you're going to want to write this in your notebook. Make sure you title it 1.9 and then title it order of operations. So most of you probably know this as please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, or PEMDAS. So number 1, you have to do parentheses first. Number 2, you need to do exponents if there's those little like squared or cubed numbers. 3, you have to do multiplication or division from left to right. And 4, you have to do addition or subtraction from left to right. So here is an example. When you look at a problem like this, you should look right here and see this is multiplication, so that has to go before addition and subtraction. So when I rewrite this, I would write 9 plus 3 times 5 is 15 minus 1. You cannot just do 9 plus 3 times 5 minus 1. You'll get a totally different answer. So you need to do 9 plus 15, which is 24, minus 1, and you get an answer of 23. If I were to just start here and do 9 plus 3, that would be 12, times 5 is 60, minus 1 is 59. Are those the same answer? Absolutely not. They're completely different answers. So it really is important that you know how to do these correctly. You always have to do multiplication and division first. So this one. Now, first step, I have parentheses. So I have 8 plus 4. I have to do that first. That goes on the top, 12. And then I have divided by 6 minus 11. So 12, 8 plus 4 is 12. That goes on the top, divided by 6. I need to do this first. So this is division. So 12 divided by 6 is 2, minus 11 is negative 9 is my answer. So negative 9 is the correct answer. So try these two problems in your notebook, pause the video, and then we will correct. All right, so I am going to look at this problem and see, oh, I have parentheses, so I have to do that first. Negative 4 plus 2 is negative 2. So if I keep my parentheses, I would have 7 times negative 2 minus 1. 7 times negative 2 is negative 14, minus 1 is negative 15. So that is the correct answer. Next, I have negative 4 divided by 4 plus 2 times 5. So I have division here and I have multiplication here. So when I have both of them, I have to do them from left to right, just like you'd read in a book. So I'm going to start over here. I'm going to do negative 40 divided by 4, so that gives me negative 10, plus 2 times 5 is 10, so negative 10 plus 10 is 0. All right, the next big concept that we are doing is the distributive property. So you want to write this down in your notes. The distributive property, it says, to multiply a sum or difference, multiply each number within the parentheses by the number outside the parentheses. So I like to make these little rainbows. I don't know if it helps you or not, but you do 3 times 7 and 3 times 4. You have to multiply both in order to get the correct answer. So 3 times 7 is 21, plus 3 times 4 is 12, so my correct answer is 33. So here's some more examples using mental math. So 5 times 29. Now that is a really hard problem to do in your head. I don't think anybody can do this in their head. So what they say to do is do 5 times 30. We can do this pretty simply. So 5 times 3 is 15, and then I just add my 0, and it's 150. Now, 30 is 1 more than 29. So I'm going to subtract 1 5 because I want to go from 30 to 29. I subtract 1 5 and I get a total of 145. Now I did that using mental math. You want to do it in your head mentally. It's like if you went to the store and you wanted to buy 5 of this awesome shirt for $29. You could figure out how much it would be roughly before tax. So 6 times 3.9. So what I'm going to do is do 6 times 4, which is 24. And then I'm going to subtract a tenth because it's 3.9 instead of 4. So a tenth of 6 would be, I'm going to minus 0.6. So then I would get 23.4 as my answer. And the last one, I'm going to do the distributive property. And you can do that with those ones above. There's just different ways to do everything. You could do 6 times 3 and then 6 times 0.9 and add them together. So I'll do that just real quick. 6 times 3 is 18. And then 6 times 9 is 54, so it would be 5.4. So then you add them together and you get 23.4. So this one, I have 4 times 10 is 40, and 4 times 0.2 is 0.8. So I add them together and I get 40.8 as my answer. So try these, pause the video, and do these problems in your notebook, and then we'll come back and check. All right, 3 times 42. So you can do 3 times 40. 3 times 40. Now make sure this is not just 3 times 4, which you can do, which is 12, but you have to add this other place because notice this is in the tenths place. You have to make that into the tenths place also and add that 0. And then 3 times 2 is 6, so you would get a total of 126. This one, I'm going to do 8 times 3, which is 24, and then I'm going to do 8 times 0.1, which is 0.8, so it's 24.8. Pretty simple. All right, that's it for lesson 1.9. Come to class tomorrow ready to go.